Hello, in this video I will introduce the development of classical mechanics. Especially I want to focus on Newtonian mechanics. That's my outline. The first part is my motivation, and the second part I will introduce the classical mechanics before the 17th century. And the third part I will introduce the contribution from Newton and how he solved some problems and drawbacks in the theories before the 17th century. Okay, let's just say about my motivation. In other video, I have some more detail about my motivation. However, in this part, I will just say several sentences. The first, I want to teach students how to create and innovate by scientific knowledge. That's to say, I want students to learn how masters innovate and how they create an idea and confirm the idea by some improvement and some skills. In the second part, I will introduce a multi-perspective of scientific knowledge. What does this mean? This means that I want to introduce the historical direction into the scientific knowledge, so that students will realize the context of the scientific improvement. And this is also this helps students to I think this helps students to realize the life in the scientific researchers, and they have their own position on science. In the third part, I will introduce the thinking logic of the scientists. Why? Because I think in basic education, the thinking logic of the specific area, if we can teach the students, it is more important for students than to teach them the knowledges, because in the future most of the students will not use these knowledges, and they will most forgot this knowledge. For example, if you don't want to become a physicist, then most of the knowledge you will forget. However, if you know the thinking logic of the scientists, then you can comprehend the presentation of some scientists, and you can also communicate with other scientists in cooperation. Okay, before my discuss of classical mechanics, I want to first ask you what's the issue in classical mechanics, and what question is this classical mechanics want to respond. Okay, classical mechanics want to ask the problem that what's the cause of motion in the nature. That is to say, they want to ask why some objects from one place to another place. What's the mechanism in the back of this movement? And this is a big issue because it contains various phenomena. For example, a free-falling body is a movement, and the rotation is another movement. And if you push other object, then that object will move. So that is another kind of motion. So your theory should have the ability to explain this all different kind of phenomena. So it is a big issue. Okay, I will first introduce my first part of classical mechanics. Before 17th century, I will separate it into the three small parts. The first part is theories in ancient Greece, and the second part is the theories in medieval period. And the third part is the Renaissance period. Okay, first I will introduce ancient Greece. What's the theory who it can explain this phenomenon. The first, they observe some phenomena. For example, on ground, they found that we can see someone can project object. We can throw object into the sky, and we can push object to make it move. And for a foreign body, you can see when you free your hand, and some object in your hand will slow down to the earth. And when you put a ball on an inclined plane, then this ball will slide into the ground. So these are also all the phenomena observed by Greece. So next, I will introduce what the theory they use to explain these phenomena. The first is celestial body. You can see there are some stars in the sky, and they perhaps, according to the data of the ancient Greece, they figure out some theory to explain this data. The first is that these stars form a perfect uniform circular motion. That is to say, they circuit the Earth in a uniform circular motion. Their orbit is a circle. And the second part, they say that these stars are perfect sphere, because they believe that anything in this world should be perfect, and the circle is a perfect body, so the star should be a perfect sphere. In the third part, they want to explain why this star will move, and the solution is that there is an unmoved mover to push this star in a circle. The reason is that if you want to ask who push a body, then you can also ask who push the object that pushing the body. So you can ask who is the first one to push the second one, and who is the second one to push the third one. So you must need a first one to move others, and no one move it. So this ancient scientists have hypothesis is that there is an unmoved mover, the first one to move these stars. And the second, I will introduce the phenomenon of falling body. Why objects fall down from the sky to the earth? And when we free when we free our hand, then objects in our hand will slow down to the ground. Why and how? What's the mechanism? And in kite plane, why a ball will slide down to the earth? Why? Then another phenomenon is pushing a body. When we push a staff, it will move, and if we stop pushing that staff, it stays static. Why? The theory is that every body in this world will not move; they will stay in static status. However, if there is an external force, then this external force will move these bodies. So, what's the function of the force? Function of the force is to change the status of the body from a static status to moving status. So, how they explain why some body with a very heavy weight it is hard to move those bodies. So their solution is that the velocity of a body is inversely proportional to the weight of that body. So heavy body is hard to move. Its speed is so slow. And ancient scientists also observed the projectile body. When we use the sling to sling the stone, then the stone will fly away, and in the end it will slow down to the ground. Why? Why a slowed stone fall to the ground in the end? And according to the theory of the pushing body, one needs to use the force to push someone. However, another law is that if one wants to use the force to move other object, it will touch that object. So it can explain why you need to use your hand to push other objects, then other object can move. However, there is a contradict. That means when you throw a stone in the sky, you touch that stone. However, when that stone fly in sky, no one touch it. So why? And Aristotle is a very clever scientist. His solution is that the nature of how a vacuum and how he used this law to explain this phenomenon. He means that when an object fly in a sky, then in its back create a vacuum. Then, because nature uphold a vacuum, so the air fill in that vacuum, and the air touch the stone, and in the end the stone will fly. Why it fly is that it's because the air gives the stone the force. Okay, so next time, in next video I will introduce the theories in medieval period.